we are underway. Whew, that's a big one, huh? I mean, that's a big one.
Out of nowhere, and it's so big, you know. You had a starting pitcher for the Giants in Kyle Harrison that was already down in the bullpen, and he got jerked out of there and said, hey, you know, you're not starting today. We're going to go plan B.
Lee on the ground, and that is going to be an easy one.
Got him, yeah.
That's the second baseman for the Dodgers. Maybe Luka Doncic, at least most recently, is like the most impactful kind of deal in the middle that immediately said, well, can they win an NBA championship now? Is it going to happen? Obviously, it didn't happen in Los Angeles, but the way the Giants are playing, it certainly changes their
Willie
forecast in the immediate future, doesn't it?
All I heard the entire year was the Giants, by June 15th, they should be a fourth-place team. They're one game out of first place, and now they acquire Rafael Devers to make their offense even that much better.
No, this is a guy they did spend a lot of money on, Willie Adames. And moments ago, he was running up and down the dugout, hugging everybody, high-fiving everybody as May's pitch just missed down and in. That's a sinker that Dave Roberts said to us before the game. If that works against righties, then Dustin May becomes the devastating pitcher we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it's pretty much sinker slider, or sweeper, from Dustin May.
There's that sweeper to Adames. It misses. The count goes 2-1. Willie is the emotional leader on this team. He's starting to hit a homer in 3 of his last 5 games. But you talk about trade deadline acquisitions and how a general manager or president of baseball operations can send a message. Boy, I think 2 very loud messages were just sent, one in Boston and one in San Francisco.
Yeah, and we're going to be able to find out what Willie Adames feels about it during the course of this game, Carl.
And the interesting part is, Willie just felt one off his foot, is when Buster Posey took over and free agency was out there, the guy that Buster Posey wanted is at the plate right now. And they went out there and they got him immediately. And Buster has shown how aggressive he can be, and he showed it again today.
There are the records in the West. Padres 2.5 behind. And this one is lifted towards the seats. First base side looks like it's going to get into them.
You know, it's interesting, guys. When Devers was at a standoff with the Red Sox, if you remember, owner John Henry flew out to Kansas City, meet with him. Craig Breslow flew out to Kansas City and meet with him. This is in the aftermath of Devers basically saying he was surprised that Breslow played. Like, he's very critical of Breslow. Well, he's going to know Buster Posey played.
Well,
no doubt.
So did Breslow, right?
So did Breslow.
I love it. 2 former major leaguers making a trade.
Next one on the ground, the shortstop, Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
The fellow shortstop is retired. You know, when you think about Devers' 330 home run seasons, he's got 200-plus homers in his career. He's played for 9 years, and again, an 11-year deal for $331 million. He was a foundational piece for Boston. They made the Bregman deal. A lot of folks thought when Bregman was acquired initially, that's our second baseman, and that we're going to have Devers at third, and we got a chance to really do some damage. Now they pick up a Harrison and a Jordan Hicks, and maybe more in this deal. They've struggled on the mound. Harrison was going to be our starter tonight. He's a fastball pitcher for the most part with a slurve. If they can develop a third pitch, there's something there. On the 0-1 to Elliot Ramos, and he fouls it off.
And you would assume it's going to end any conversation about Roman Anthony going back to the minor leagues, because now there's opportunity there for him in the big leagues. He and the other young players in the Red Sox roster.
Ramos had reached base safely in 16 straight games. That streak was stopped last night on the 0-2. He drives one to right field, coming in and now about facing.
Yeah.
Kansas played on butter. C.D. Buckner are going to have on the top. Hard to imagine what's going through the mind of Jelly, who wasn't going to be a starter, obviously, about a half hour ago. Looks like they're giving him a few extra seconds to kind of get loose. You can't imagine what is happening to Sean Jelly. Shohei Ohtani, leadoff home run last night, 7th leadoff homer. The first pitch is
Yes.
Ohtani all over the Jelly sinker, and it leads off with a single for Los Angeles. Giving the Los Angeles lineup, which was just adjusted late. Against the lefty, Freeman was going to bat cleanup. He moves up
Shortstop,
to third.
Ufiti,
J.K.
Mookie
Hernandez moves
Betts.
around. Tommy Edman moves down. Miguel Rojas moves up a little bit. He is the third baseman. He was originally batting ninth.
And what I like about this lineup, even though it's a right-handed pitcher in Jelly right now, the Dodgers stayed with the same personnel, just moved the lineup around. But the guys that were getting ready for today, Dave Roberts said, you guys are in there.
Mookie Betts an RBI double in the game yesterday. Dodgers ended up winning that game. By Rafael No, I'm sorry, by Casey.
Oh, he's playing three-dimensional chess right now. He's working. Not for nothing, the last thing the Giants need here is a big inning when you've got a makeshift sort of a Johnny Holstaff game going down. So, yeah, early in this game, big for the Giants.
Yeah, and it may obviously be Chapman when he comes back. Matt Chapman is a Gold Glove baseman. This is a shot.
Yes.
He's struggling a little bit lately, but 3 hard hit balls against Sean Jelly to get this game started.
First pitch to Shohei, base hit. First pitch to Freddie Freeman. 102 miles per hour, right back up the middle.
Freddie has been hitting in his last 10 games, just 171. And here comes a guy who has been absolutely on fire. Teoscar Hernandez has homered in 3 straight games. In 2021, he did hit a homer in 4 straight.
And I had a conversation with him earlier today in the dugout, and he was telling me when he started off the season hot as can be, then got hurt, and then it took him a while to get back.
Wakefield
And now he
Teoscar
feels that he's right where he needs to
Hernandez.
be.
2 balls and no strikes. Can you empathize with what Jelly's trying to deal with here?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, he had no time to get ready, although he's a reliever, so he knows, how to get ready quickly. But yeah, you're trying to just minimize the damage here in the first inning, and you're getting loud sounds off the bat already.
2-0 to Teoscar. Dangerous pitch. One is called a strike just off the plate by C.B. Buckner, and it goes 2-1. Last 4 games, Teo 357, 5 for 14. There's 3 homers, 6 RBI.
Oh, that's all.
Not much off the last pitch, which was called a strike. That's a ball.
A lot of speed at second base and a very smart runner in Freddie Freeman at first base.
Ohtani off second, Freeman off first.
All 4.
No.
All 4. Yes.
95 misses. The bases are going to be loaded. For Andy Pages, who Dave Roberts told us a little while ago, chases RBIs. Like his eyes light up when he's got an RBI opportunity, and he's killed it.
Andy Pages is
scoring
next.
position of 381 average.
And he's on pace for 95 runs driven in this year because of that right there, the high on base percentage of the 3 guys, and I will include Mookie Betts in this. A lot of opportunities. What he does, he thinks middle the other way, uses right center field to his advantage.
Loaded with Dodgers on a day the Giants, within the last hour, traded for Rafael Devers. Are trying to get through this. This one is too right. Mike Yastrzemski is over there, makes the play. Ohtani coming in. The throw.
And he scored. Yes.
1-0
great job right there by Pages. He's thinking the other way. That's high-level stuff, and when you have Freddie Freeman and Teoscar there, but watch Yastrzemski with his arm. Gets in position immediately, and it's a one-move step to be able to throw and make it a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be at home plate.
LA up 1-0 with 2 hits in the inning. A walk and a sac fly. Here's Kike Hernandez. He's a two-way player, and it feels like every other week he's on the mound. He was on the mound last night for a team that was ahead, by 10 runs.
Kike Hernandez.
Tonight, Kike is back in the lineup playing left field. Good pitch there by Jelly, and he's lived right off the corner. So we just came from
Just killed the zombie.
issues in the first, and it's minimizing damage. Is that the case for Jelly here?
Absolutely. Right here would be a huge lift just to get out of this inning with only 1 run given up.
And they can all go back to the dugout and say, wait, did that just happen?
Yes. Still processing, right? Ball players.
We all are.
I think Dodger dugout as well. They're going, wait a second.
100%. 0-2. Keeping on the ground in the hole. It's going to be a tough one. Adames throws it across, and he gets him by half a step. Boy, how about the internal clock on Willie Adames and the play he just made?
And the adjustment, because he first looked to second base.
Beat that wall. Big son of.
Here on Sunday Night Baseball, breaking news, Major League Baseball breaking news. Rafael Devers, the Red Sox, who was on the plane set to go to Seattle, exits the plane when he's informed he's been traded to San Francisco. And we are here with the Giants, and Kyle Harrison was supposed to start, and he obviously didn't, and Sean Jelly did. Let's bring our baseball insider, Jeff Passett, in for a conversation. What's the overarching kind of message about this type of deal from both teams?
Carl, I think it's very simple. Rafael Devers, after all that had happened with Boston this spring, the move from third base to DH, then them wanting him to play first base, did not want to be in Boston anymore, and the Red Sox saw this as an opportunity to get rid of more than $250 million that he was owed, and the San Francisco Giants are taking on every penny of his remaining contract that runs through 2033. At the same time, the Red Sox and Kyle Harrison and Jordan Hicks get a couple of arms. They're also getting James Tibbs, the first-round pick from the San Francisco Giants last year, 13th overall out of Florida State, as well as one more prospect. Regardless of the mechanics of this deal, Carl, it is a shocker. The timing is shocking. The magnitude of the player is shocking. And again, Rafael Devers was supposed to be the guy that Boston was building around in the future, and now he's going to be a San Francisco Giant.
Right. All right. right, so as you look at the field, Bob Melvin right there, the manager now of soon-to-be Rafael Devers in uniform. It's 1-0 Los Angeles. We're in the second inning. Dominic Smith is the first baseman. But let's kind of break it down team by team because Devers was in Boston. They bring Bregman in. They then move him to third. The Giants have Matt Chapman. They just signed him to a long-term deal. He's hurt right now for likely a month, but he's the third baseman. Is that right, Jeff? Is that what you anticipate?
Yeah, unquestionably. Matt Chapman is a Gold Glove caliber third baseman, and he is going to be the long-term option there after signing a 6-year extension last year. Rafael Devers has two options at this point. Either he's going to move into the designated hitter role, which Wilmer Flores has played a majority of the time this year, or perhaps we see that transition to first base, though with Flores there and with Dominic Smith, the Giants have plenty of options.
Buster Posey, and you talk to the Giants, they will tell you that it just feels different having a former player in the position he's in. They say that he is a guy that uses his instincts, his baseball savvy, his knowledge. He wants people like him. He wants quote-unquote baseball players. Is this as much about Buster Posey? And to be honest, Jeff, as the next pitch comes in and misses, is this about Giant ownership who went after Aaron Judge, couldn't get him? They knew they had to land a big-name player. Is that what this is about as well?
I think it's certainly part of it. Look, the Giants went out and got Willy Adames this offseason, but they have swung and missed multiple times at those bigger fish that they're trying to get. And let's not forget, Rafael Devers is a 3-time All-Star and one of the best bats in Major League Baseball. And when you're adding him to this Giants lineup, that at times has struggled this season, has found its way to get enough clutch hits to have the record that they do right now, but it's not anyone's idea of an overwhelming lineup. Once you put Rafael Devers in the middle of that, it looks a whole lot different. And I appreciate the fact that you brought up that Buster Posey's involvement in this was paramount. Let's remember who he traded with. Craig Breslow, the chief baseball officer of the Boston Red Sox, himself a former player. This is the kind of deal that gets done when you have former players in GM-style chairs. They're the ones who are willing to take more risk. And look, as much as getting Devers in that lineup for the Giants is a boon for this season, it's a lot of money that they're going to be paying him well into his 30s. And I think the way Boston looked at this was, hey, we have a lot more flexibility now financially, and we open up the option for Roman Anthony to stay with the team and for all of the young outfielders, whether it's Sharon Durant,
Yes!
Don Rafael, or William Brady to play now that extra spot is open.
It's so fascinating. Wilmer Flores, who is the DH, just struck out. I mean, the ripple effect of a move like this and a position that Devers will be, it has to affect Wilmer Flores. He has to be aware. Wait, they just brought in arguably one of the great DHs in the game today, and that's what my role is here. I do other things, but that's my current role. We just saw Aaron Savali demand a trade, and then they ended up shipping him off to the Chicago White Sox. Did Rafael Devers put himself in a position where maybe the Red Sox felt like they had no choice, in a sense, by not going to first? They left them with no option, and we got to move him? Because it's hard to imagine, Jeff, this goes down very well in Boston in the short term.
Yeah, in the short term, certainly. Rafael Devers, since Alex Bregman has been hurt, has been the Red Sox best hitter this season. And after he struggled over the first couple weeks of the season, he's been one of the best hitters in baseball. So in the near term, this seemingly makes the Boston Red Sox a worse team. And let's not remember all of the trauma that exists still in Red Sox Nation after the trade of Mookie Betts. When you have a player of that caliber, he's the sort you tend to want to keep around for the majority, if not entirety, of his career, particularly when he's a homegrown guy. But at the end of the day, I think the Red Sox have just grown a little bit tired, and Rafael Devers the same.
Now you're seeing some highlights here of Rafael Devers as Casey Schmidt fouled a sinker off of his foot, slammed his helmet down back here. But Devers was a foundational piece that they were going to build around. Has the foundation shifted to Christian Campbell and Marcelo Meyer and Roman Anthony. Is that the message that if you're a Red Sox fan, you should be receiving right now when you've just let a guy go that helped you win a World Series, who has the numbers that he has?
Yeah, no question. This is a new era of Boston Red Sox baseball. I think what Red Sox fans were anticipating, Carl, was that it was going to be an era where the Campbells and Myers and Anthonys and the rest of the prospects who are coming up were going to be there alongside Rafael Devers. And so, look, a lot of this trade, we're not going to know how well it turns out for a number of years because it depends on a couple of things. First off, how does Kyle Harrison work in that rotation? And how, among all of the young pitchers that the Red Sox have right now, where does he fit into the mix? But beyond that, when you ship off $250 million, the expectation when you're in a city like Boston is that you are going to spend it.
Got him, yeah.
That money and put it forward in the future.
Schmidt is retired, and we thank you, Jeff. We go from Jeff Passan. If anything else happens, you have an open seat at our table.
Thanks, Ravi. It's always great to join.
We appreciate you. And we go from Rafael Devers to a guy who's got Yastrzemski on the back of his uniform, wearing a Giant uniform, and of course, Carl Yastrzemski, one of the all-time great Boston Red Sox players. So there are two down. Dustin May deals to Mike Yastrzemski, and he fouls one off the top of the screen.
And I cannot wait because we will have Willie Adames on the mic,
Yep.
and he's a game changer when it comes to being able to get players in a right
Look
position
at the
to play.
fight, Mike
In a state of mind.
Yastrzemski.
Welcoming
Yeah.
Rafael Devers, Willie Adames will be right there in the top step. So I think it's going to be awesome to be able to hear him on the mic.
Yes, pushes one. There's nobody there at third base. He is going to get on. He moves a runner into scoring position. And it's first and second now with two down. More often than not, you want to see a guy who's got power to hit one over, not do that, but they get a guy in scoring position in a 1-0 game.
Yeah, with two outs, so it was a gimme. The Dodgers will concede. If you want it, okay, there's two outs, we'll give that to you. Now, work with Dustin May to try to get that third out, because all you got to do is get it on the ground anywhere in that direction, and automatic knock.
So it's going to be Logan Porter, who is the catcher. They are dealing not only with the injury to Matt Chapman, but they are dealing with an injury to Patrick Bailey, who's an outstanding defensive catcher. That's one of the reasons the Giants would be looking for offense. Now finding the golden goose, if it's Rafael Devers, is different than looking for offense.
Yes, but the team,
Their
Logan
pitching staff's been amongst the
was,
best in baseball. Their bullpen is the best in baseball by numbers. They got a lot better in the last 45 minutes.
How about the message Sarah Lands sent us? When it comes to Barry Bonds was the last San Francisco hitter.
With 330 home run seasons, and Devers has 330 home run seasons. Yeah, I mean, they've been void of a superstar like that offensively as a left-handed hitter, since Bonds left. They've obviously been very good without him. But there is that note. Last 30 home run hitter Bonds, 2004. We know all about the other numbers that he put up. Since 05, every other team has had at least 6 individual 30 home run seasons. The Yankees have had 31. The Giants, no. None. They changed that. And now, by the way, after the bunt and the walk, the bases are loaded.
And he's going to play in a totally different atmosphere when it comes to the ballpark itself. The dimensions won't have that wall again there as a safety net. And you can hit it to left field. Now you have to drive it to left field, and the gaps in right center field, even though they came in both gaps, it's still a tough place to be able to hit. So I'm interested to see how Devers reacts there.
Giants second baseman bats now. This is Christian Koss. And May, number 94.
As you guys can imagine, this trade is generating a lot of reaction around the sport. We'll get into it as the night goes along.
I look forward to it. Breakfast this morning. We talked about, if you look at it from Rafael Devers' perspective, not the deal, just what's happened to him this season. He finds out about Bregman. There were some who thought that when they got Bregman, he was going to play second base and Devers was going to play third. That story may have changed, but there were some who thought that. Then they tell him you're going to DH. Then they ask him to move to first. And at some point, he put up his hand and said, I'm not comfortable doing that. Parked up on the infield. Nay looks for help. He looks to his third baseman.
Got him, yes.
The acquisition of Rafael Devers with his
Look, a movie.
See the biggest, wildest, most awesome movie of the summer on the biggest screen possible.
That was crazy.
Disney and Pixar's Elio. Rated PG. Only theaters Friday. At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place. Like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm originally from France, but I always wanted to be a cowboy. So I landed here in Paris, Texas. I'm a hybrid cowboy in a hybrid town, driving a Hyundai Hybrid.
He has his own kind of style.
Howdy! My Hyundai Santa Fe is capable and efficient. That is one mean-looking hybrid.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball, everybody. Alongside David Cohn and Mario Perez, Buster Olney, and Willie Adames, the shortstop of the San Francisco Giants, dealing with the loudspeaker. It is the loudest loudspeaker in any Major League Baseball park. And Willie is out there at shortstop dealing with that, and a card that fell out in the wind. Here's Rojas. Willie, let's get into it. When did you find out about the Rafael Devers deal?
Everybody just found out before the game.
How soon before the game?
What, 15, 20 minutes? I think Harrison was doing bullpen for the game.
Yeah, I think he was too. And then Sean Jelly gets the call. He's going to be out there.
I know. It's competing.
Oh, you're a multitasker.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of hard.
Your partner up here knew to just shut up when that ball was hit. So when you found out, what was your reaction? Like, let's talk about, you're going to have Rafael Devers playing with you in San Francisco.
Man, everybody's so excited, man. Me personally, I'm like thrilled, man, to have him on the team. Obviously, he's one of the best hitters in the game, and to have him in the team, I think it's going to help us, to do a lot of damage in this division. And obviously, we need a bat like him in this lineup. So now when we get Chappie back in the lineup, it's gonna be exciting.
What was Buster Posey's vision when he acquired you, paid you the money? What were some of the things he told you about the direction of the team and what he wanted to accomplish?
Yeah, just to build this chemistry and this this energy here in San Francisco that they had when he was playing. Just to build a team that can compete and is gonna be out here trying to win, and trying to win some division champs and some World Series. So that was the initial plan, and he's delivering with that trade right now. The whole clubhouse is excited, so that tells you that he's doing something special.
How much attention, if any, did you pay to some of the drama that was unfolding in Boston?
Sorry, you cut out. Did you say what?
Sure, after this pitch.
Hi.
Great attention did you pay to the drama in Boston around Devers?
I mean, I think everybody around the league was paying attention to that. It's kind of like, it's a little tough, you know, because, I mean, I don't even know how to, you know, how to express about it, because it's like, you know, it could be dangerous for me to put myself in that position. But everybody in the league, I think, was paying attention to that. When any team is having some kind of drama like that with a player like Devers, I mean, he basically was the face of the franchise, and then, you know, having those kind of problems with the face of your franchise is kind of, it's not those. I feel like.
It's a homer, yes!
Supposedly 80th home run, Eduardo. We're going to get more tonight, and at least it was a solo shot.
Dangerous hitter here in Ohtani. Willie, thank you. I think you answered that question perfectly, and I appreciate that. Is there a Willie Adames game plan, though, to welcome a new teammate to San Francisco?
To make him feel like home, man. We want him to feel comfortable, to feel like, you know, he's just going to come out here and play and do his game, and man, we're just thrilled to have him, man. Everybody's excited, so we're going to make him feel like home.
That's right. Ohtani brushes him back.
What does this do to the division now?
I feel like he's sending a message out there that, you know, that we're going to compete. That we're going to do whatever it takes to, you know, to try to come over here and win the division.
Look at the home run on the bat of Tommy Edman.
Pitch stands up. He's a high ball hitter, not only from the right side, but from the left side, and it stayed on plane, Cody.
Yeah, a little cut fastball that's up and down over the plate. Tommy Edman drills it about 400 feet.
And here's Mookie Betts.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
Hey, by the way, Willie, you were doing the crossword Sudokus today before the game. Is that something you do every day before to get the mindset?
Yeah, I try to do it every day. Sometimes I can't do it, but today was kind of hard. I ain't gonna lie, I was trying there, and then I couldn't finish it because I had to get ready for the game. But I left it there because I need to finish it. I don't like to start something and not finish.
Yeah, you don't like the unfinished business. We can appreciate that. Giants begin the day just one game behind Los Angeles. Ohtani's at first. Betts looks at one outside.
Hey, let's go, baby, let's go. Attack, let's go.
What's been the toughest thing moving from the Midwest area in Milwaukee to going out west to San Francisco for you? Toughest adjustment?
I think like the traveling is a little different, and obviously for me, just to adjust to the weather in San Francisco, to be playing outside every day, I think it's been the toughest thing. But beside that, I mean, everything is kind of like nice, you know. The boys here are nice, are great, and the clubhouse people are amazing. The staff. I mean, we have a pretty good group, and I'm really happy to be here now.
Yeah, and probably a little bit happier now with the acquisition of Rafael Devers. Hey, here's the question from a fan. The question is Buster Posey a better general manager or catcher?
That's a tough question for me.
So stop with the deep Mookie Betts and the black bat flu.
Well, we know this. He's a Hall of Fame catcher.
That's right. And if he continues to do moves like this, he might be a Hall of Fame GM.
Willie, thanks. That was great. We really
Thank you guys.
Struck him out.
This week's Sunday Night Baseball, no pivot to Boston, San Francisco. It's the Mets and the Phillies series finale between those two teams. Soto, Schwarber, etc. 7 Eastern ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio. We'll start at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Back here, and it's all the news of the big trade between the Giants and Red Sox. It's 2-0 after the Edman homer. Dustin May. This is up top. Top of the order, Young-Hoo Lee, Willie Adames, and Elliot Ramos.
Looking to watch Young-Hoo Lee.
And two hop. No problem for Freddie Freeman.
Got him, yes.
For San Francisco, batting average 24th in baseball, 20th in homers, 20th in doubles. They do walk a lot. But you understand there was a need to improve the offense to not only keep up with Los Angeles, but to keep pace with San Diego, and who knows what direction Arizona goes.
Excellent points all the way around. Just shows you the value of an elite bat like Rafael Devers, what he can command.
Adonis, left field, sends Kike back, and he will stop just short of the track.
Got him, yes.
San Francisco with this guy in the middle. How's it change your mentality?
Changes everything for the Giants, for Buster Posey, the fan base. Everybody's got to be just unbelievably thrilled right now. Not only, first of all, with Buster Posey taking over the head position, but then now his signature move right now. A month before the trade deadline, over a month before the trade deadline.
And just think about the code, right? In San Francisco, it got popular again with that power bat from the left side. And they needed someone that can drive the ball consistently, give you quality at bats from the left side, and now they have it.
Ramos, Jan, how about the movement on the sinker from Dustin May so far tonight?
Yes, that's what he's got, no doubt. You know, he has it going right to left or left to right. That sinker sweeper combo. Occasional four-seamer.
The velocity had been down a little bit. That's good tonight. They'll throw it up there 95 with an occasional, as you just see there, 97 miles an hour.
He can ride it up in the zone when need be.
He's increased his use of his cutter the last few starts. For the most part, against righties, it'll be a sweeper and that slider. And what will he do on a 1-2? We'll go with that sweeper there.
It just shows you that elite hitters, elite bats in today's game are very hard to find. And when you get a chance to get one, you jump on it.
Even with, as Jeff Bassett said, a $250+ million price tag with it. Way inside, that drilled him. That one did not sink. It was dead on that left side of Ramos, and he absorbed it and will go to first.
Yeah, $250 million price tag along with talent.
Oh yeah, a lot of it.
Sometimes that two-seamer just gets away from you, runs up and in, arm side miss, no chance to get out of the way.
That hurts. He didn't rub it either.
Well, since he's come in, Dominic Smith, and again another Buster Posey move, and it was not an easy one. The team was really scuffling offensively. He let Lamont Wade go. Brought in this guy, Smith. Dominic's been terrific. Question would be, how long a runway does he have to continue to produce at this level? But it's quite clear early in his tenure, Buster Posey's not afraid to make a move that would ruffle some feathers, including his own, with the personal relationship he had. And now to bring in a guy like Devers, that one missed off the corner.
Kind of appreciate Dom Smith's story. Former #1 pick with the Mets. Up and down, came into spring training with the Yankees this year, had a great spring, almost made the team. Went to AAA, a little bit of a slow start, got it going to the point now where he could opt out of the contract and finds himself right here in the middle of the Giants order.
And hitting really well, 364 is average coming in, and this one to second base. Aikman is there, Smith is retired, May and the Dodgers coming off the field. A little hug there at second base from Mookie Betts to Ramos.
Powerful. Majestic.
kids of the Los Angeles Dodgers, either imitating their dad or just having a blast with some baseball-related activities. Enjoy. Love the pitching helmet on Kike's daughter. Fantastic. Happy Father's Day, everybody out there watching this game, and those certainly enjoying it with their dads, with their kids. As significant a day as there is on the calendar every year, Father's Day. And certainly the guy stepping into the batter's box has been so closely aligned with his children, some of the things they've been dealing with and how close they are. That's Freddie Freeman. He's a unique one in the fact that he's got a locker, in fact has two lockers, one of which is dedicated to his son in the Dodger clubhouse.
So when you get a certain status, like Freddie Freeman has, you get two lockers.
Yep.
You can give one to your son, because you've earned it.
That one's inside. You take a look at it. So there is Charlie and there is Freddie. And that smile, anytime Charlie's around, we've all been exposed to it. We've all seen it. It's Charlie, Brandon, it's Maximus, and Freddie on Father's Day. Left one, not over the wall. It's caught in center field, and Freddie is retired after a single in the first.
Carl, we were supposed to talk to Bob Melvin in between the middle of the third inning, but of course with this deal not official yet, Bob Melvin deferred. He's not ready to talk to us while the deal is still pending.
Okay. The Giants, after Schmidt fouled that ball off his foot, has come out of the game. So Christian Koss has moved over to third base. Fitzgerald is now over at second base. So the Giants can't keep a third baseman now on the field here with Chapman out. And now they just lost Schmidt, who hit 2 grand slams the last couple of days.
Don't they have one?
They got one coming. Yeah, they do.
Buster, Bob Melvin must be beside himself in the dugout, knowing what he's going to be able to throw in the middle of his lineup.
Yeah, before the game, when news broke, I saw a bunch of the Giants players were talking with Melvin beforehand, and just the excitement in that group. And then after the national anthem, I asked Bob when he found out about it. He said 5 minutes ago.
When you look at today's lineup as an example, it just fits in beautifully with Young Hoo Lee in the #1 spot, Adames, and right there another left-handed bat with power, Devers in the 3 spot.
Good swing and miss from Teoscar Hernandez. Jelly's keeping this team in here with a strikeout of Teoscar. 2 down in the third. This is sheer speculation, not a question. You take a look at the Jelly strikeout. But Buster, who do you think makes the first call? It feels like it would be Buster Posey asking Breslow, like, how's it going there? Are you willing to move him? How do you think this whole thing came about? Who makes the first call?
No, I think Buster Posey made the first call, but that's just a guess at this point, just to see what was going on, because this was the talk of baseball. People in other front offices were just astonished. In a situation where their highest paid guy, their best player, was basically refusing to move. And they thought at some point the Red Sox were going to have to deal with it. I think the anticipation was that they would deal with it in the offseason when there was more time. So people around the game, based on the text I'm getting, they are absolutely stunned how quickly this came together.
Yeah, and I'm interested in the reaction. Was this a major win for San Francisco and Buster Posey? Did they look at it like knockout punch by Buster?
In some ways, both sides, because I know folks with other teams, right, and on top of that, as one executive said to me as the Devers thing was playing out, are you even really a team if your best player basically won't go along with what you're trying to do, especially surrounded by young players? So I think folks with other teams look at that as being an upside for the Red Sox to move past it.
Jelly strikes out both Pages and Teoscar Hernandez.
Dodger Stadium with Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager. And Dave, it's Father's Day. Your dad passed away in 2017. What ties together Dodger Stadium and your dad for you?
Yeah, Buster, right here where we're standing, I remember my dad got the call in spring training, he passed away, multiple myeloma, and in 17 before game one of the World Series playing the Astros, I remember being at this very spot around noon and had his ashes. and kind of peppered them around here. I walked to center field where I roamed for the Dodgers and sprayed them around there, spread them around. So each day I sort of think about my dad looking up center field or even where I sit every game. So Father's Day, Dodger Stadium, really special for me.
Dave, thanks.
Good.
Carl, back to you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Quite a story from Dave Roberts there. I hadn't heard that story before. Strikeout and a good pitch. Wilmer Flores retired. Struck out twice tonight. He remembers when he was announced as the Dodger manager at a press conference. His dad was there beaming with pride as to the impact this was going to have and the success. Really the person that Dave Roberts is, a reflection of the father that raised him.
It's a sweet story. And when you're the manager of the Dodgers, you can do whatever you want.
Tyler Fitzgerald next up. Ground ball to third baseman Rojas, who was took it on one hop. Great instincts of Miguel Rojas. Saw that ball bounce once, rather than back up, charged it, and there are two down quickly here in the inning.
Yeah, it's interesting the way Dave Roberts makes his lineup defensively, knowing that Dustin May has this pitch right here, that sinker, and that's one of the big reasons why Schmidt is now out of the game. Already two of those in the game. Adonis got hit earlier also on a foul ball, but that's the two-seam action that he has. So lethal on hitters. You want your best defense on the left side of the infield. Flores in the hot corner this time, being able to catch and get a lot of opportunities for ground balls because of that pitch.
That was a rough one. You could hear that go right off of that bone on that ankle. Let's hope that Schmidt is okay. He's been providing them with a kind of gold glove defense all over the infield. And then his ability to hit the ball over the wall. This season, righties are having more success against May. The teams have kind of loaded up with lefties. Kind of reversed the way he's pitched against them. Is going to get even spicier, not only with the Devers news, but it does appear, based on some of the comments from Shohei Ohtani last night and some of the rumblings around the Dodgers clubhouse, Buster, that Ohtani is closer to coming back than maybe people thought, because originally it was after the All-Star break.
Right, and he was asked by reporters last night how he felt, and he said he felt like that his stuff was game ready, and now with the Dodgers in such desperate need for pitching, they could get him back sooner rather than later.
A good pitch to hit, and Yaz knocks it into right field. Mike Yastrzemski is 2 for 2 for San Francisco.
And the way Dave Roberts described Ohtani to us a couple weeks ago was, whenever he does pitch, it's house money, because he's a designated two-way player. He doesn't count against the Dodgers' quota of 13 pitchers. And given how the Dodgers pitching staff has been this year, just devastated by injuries, the most bullpen innings in the majors, whatever he can give them, initially it'd be 1 or 2 innings probably in a start, they'll take it.
It's a great point. Here's Logan Porter. He gets plunked by May. Dustin May has hit 2 tonight, and it's first and second with San Francisco. What happens there to a pitcher? Now twice, same thing.
Well, we saw the type of movement he gets, almost 20 inches of horizontal break on that two-seamer, and when you're a little early with it, and your arm drags behind you, there's nowhere else to go. And you can tell by Dustin May's reaction on the mound, it's the last thing he wanted to do. When it gets away from you on the arm side, it's lookout time for the hitter.
These are not comfortable at-bats at all for right-handed hitters.
See what he's done, though, with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He seems to be able to lock in a little bit. And this one's up the middle, and it's going to get through. Christian Koss delivers. Coming in is Yastrzemski. He's safe. And the Giants get an RBI single from Christian Koss out of the number 9 spot and make it 2-1.
That's advanced hitting right there, because you see that he cannot control that two-seamer. So as a hitter, stay in there with the slider. Gets it right back up the middle. No chance to be able to get the runner scoring, and good job by staying at second base. Not trying to force an out, especially when you're down 2, now down 1.
And now back to the top of the order, and Young-Hoo Lee, who's been outstanding over the course of the season. Struggling here on the road. Chance to break out, not get a tying run with a hit. Sweeper, strike one. Again, another example of how the righties are having more success against me than the lefties.
You know, sometimes when a pitcher gets locked in on throwing backdoor sliders and sweepers to left-handers, you lose the feel for getting it away to righties a little bit. You get zeroed in on that release point and that sort of zone where you're trying to hit it. Outside corner to lefties. And then when you come to throw it to a righty, you kind of leave it over the plate a little bit, like we saw that RBI single up the middle.
Logan Porter out there at second base in a 2-1 game, way inside to Lee, and the control is clearly not where May wants it right now. Real close to his third hit batter of the night. We're in the fourth inning.
This ball fair. Starts with an open stance, squares up, keeps those hands high and quiet, and is able to sneak it by Freddie Freeman. This is a great angle here. Right by him, and as soon as it went, you knew it was going to score too, especially with that corner in right field, and Young Hoo finishes at third base.
Who's made the transition really well here to San Francisco after shining in the KBO, where he won every award, an MVP, batting titles, Gold Glove, 6 seasons, and a huge hit for him as he delivers a triple to put San Francisco up over an inconsistent Dustin May.
Yeah, he's so good, and this is what he learns, and this is why it was advanced level coming from the KBO. See how many pitches he gets when they're two-seam sinkers. All the time, this time he doesn't miss. He missed twice, but the third time, it's pretty much the charm for Lee.
This ball popped up and right back on a play off of Willy Adames' back. We spoke to Willy Adames. Let's talk about what Willy Adames does for the San Francisco Giants. You both know him, and Marty, you know him as a person. That seems to be the thing that they really focus on.
Yeah, the first time I met him was actually in the Dominican Republic, and it was with the Players Association. A lot of players were there, and he was just coming up with the Tampa Bay Rays. It was unbelievable that he was the glue. Everybody gravitated to Willy Adames. With all those superstar players around, it was Willy Adames who could get everyone together, and they knew in Tampa Bay that he was that type of guy. And then when he got traded to Milwaukee, he really excelled. And
Adames hits this one to center field. He was on that list of biggest contracts. He's got him. Yeah. With the addition of Rafael Devers. We'll talk a little bit about the Giants shortstop as we continue. Sunday Night Baseball with the Giants rallying to grab the lead. Just a little bit as we saw all of the Dodger players being their home game and their families, most of them on the field before this game started, and certainly around the stands, the fathers, sons, fathers, and daughters. It's a special, special day, and made more so for San Francisco by the fact they have the lead and they just acquired Rafael Devers, as Mookie Betts, I should say. Kike Hernandez foul as well. Followed by Rojas and Dalton rushing. Off the foot. Go ahead, Boston.
Carl, you were asking the question, who called who on this? I had been checking around baseball, and one official texted me and said they didn't shop it, I mean the Red Sox, or make outbound calls, but we knew he was available. If you called and asked, they didn't shut you down.
Interesting. There's the recap of the deal. The United States Open, the U.S. Open golf tournament just concluded. after a rain delay in Pittsburgh, and J.J. Spawn ends up with a birdie of about 45 to 50 feet on the last hole. He needed to two-putt. He hung in there after early in the round having a ball go off of the flagstick and rolling 50 yards off the green. He stuck in there, and he is your U.S. Open champion. And we welcome those of you that watch the golf tournament. You're watching Kike Hernandez strike out, and it was Sean Jelly who threw the pitch. Sean Jelly is the pitcher tonight in San Francisco on a night that Kyle Harrison was supposed to start, and he was warming up in the bullpen and was traded within a half hour of the game starting. So Jelly has taken over and done really well here through a third and out in the fourth inning.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still out there in the fourth inning. He was in 58 games last year, all in relief, 80 innings pitched.
This is impressive what he's doing right now.
Absolutely. You have to be thrilled on the Giants side that he's giving you this much length.
Giants, whose strength is the bullpen, Cody. It's a taxed bullpen. Like, the bullpen has been one of the things that's carried them, and recently it's been a little bumpy for them. Is there anything to the idea of sometimes what you don't know is better? So he didn't really know, and I just go and do it.
That's a great point. Sometimes that is better for certain pitchers. You don't have time to think. Get ready and go.
Miguel Rojas.
You get hits, and let's not forget Andrew Bailey used to be the San Francisco Giants pitching coach.
This ball to left off the end of the bat, and it's going to be so shallow and left that Willie Adames is going to go out and say, I'll get it. Part of the conversation, Eduardo, about Kyle Harrison to Bob Melvin was, how come he didn't develop a third pitch? You know, he's a two-pitch pitcher. He's going to go hook up with Andrew Bailey, and perhaps that's something they'll work on. We see a pitching change here. We can remind everybody the College World Series continues in Omaha, an elimination game. Murray State and Arkansas at 2 Eastern tomorrow.
I'm not Jeff. Because a car that doesn't make you feel recognized is a car.
Wait, hold on. Let me go back.
You get hits, and let's not forget Andrew Bailey used to be the San Francisco Giants pitching coach.
This ball to left off the end of the bat, and it's going to be so shallow and left that Willie Adames is going to go out and say, I'll get it. Part of the conversation, Eduardo, about Kyle Harrison to Bob Melvin was, how come he didn't develop a third pitch? You know, he's a two-pitch pitcher. He's going to go hook
His
up with
pitching
Andrew
change
Bailey.
side by Giants manager.
Lucchesi, a single for rushing with 2 outs.
Before he starts spinning something through, let me go after the first pitch fastball. It's exactly what Rushing did there, and he has to be careful now with Tommy Edman. Lucchesi likes to throw up in the zone. Edman is a very good high ball fastball hitter from the right side.
By Tommy Edman.
In the second inning.
Yeah, Tommy Edman to go to the White House.
Devers' last at bat for the Red Sox is a home run against the Yankees at Fenway.
He's going to go from a rich tradition of Red Sox Yankees to this. Giants, Dodgers.
Edman underneath that one. It's sky high on the infield. They all kind of look at Willie Adames. They're going to defer to the shortstop. He makes the play. More reaction to the Devers deal, and Clayton Kershaw sneaking up on 3,000 strikeouts. Joins us when we come back. Sunday Night Baseball?
Oh, I love when you show me striking out Skip. That's one of my favorites. I love that. Skip, I hope Skip's watching somewhere. He's the best, but he deserves it. It's awesome.
And hearing Vin's voice too. I mean, that's got to be special.
Yes, Ben is a very special man. Super thankful I got to have all those games called by him all those years. He's amazing.
No doubt about it. Hey, congratulations on last night's outing as we watch May throw here. 37 years young, 18th year in baseball. A little 7-inning piece with 3 hits and 5 Ks. How'd that feel last night for you?
Yeah, all it takes is 10 runs of solid offense to get me going. So it was a great night for the boys. We got a lot of runs early, and it was good. We needed that win right there, so that was nice.
I saw your post-game comments too, like all of a sudden 3,000 Ks, you need 12 more to get there. It's at least in your mind, right?
Yeah, at this rate, I'll get there by, late August, September 1st, something like that, the way it's going. But, no, it's cool. I think the coolest part is just, I can feel, my teammates excited for me, which is really cool. It's individual awards or individual stuff that doesn't really mean anything to the team, but to have your peers, people that know, how hard it is in the trenches with you every day, to feel that for you, feel that joy for you is really special. So that's what I'm looking forward to, be able to celebrate with the guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice. Your perspective changes. We've been sort of on this journey throughout the entirety of your career, and you do look at things differently. And earlier today, you had a lot of your family members on the field. What does Father's Day mean to you?
Yeah, things change when you get old, doesn't it?
It sure does.
But yeah, I mean, having my 4 kids out here, we had a gender reveal today. My wife's we got number 5 coming. Father's Day for us, and it always is. Anytime you can have your kids in the field, I've gotten to bring my older 2 sons around a little bit more with Charlie and Cooper, so it's been such a blessing. The Dodgers being letting families be around, letting the boys be around has been really fun for me and our boys. It's been awesome.
Clayton, as you look back on your career, a little perspective, right? Who's been the biggest influences along the way, whether it's a player, a pitching coach, somebody you watched play, a teammate?
I've had so many, great teammates along the way. I mean, I can't, Rick Honeycutt's probably the first one that comes to mind. Honey was my pitching coach for, I don't know how many years, 10, 12, 13 years there. And, I was young, didn't really know what I was doing. And he helped me out a ton, taught me how to see the game, taught me how to scout, taught me how to watch video, taught me how to compete a little bit. And so I know Honey's probably watching right now. He's the best. And Mark's been awesome too. I've had, Coach Pryor is what I call him. I've had Coach Pryor now for a long time, and he's great too. He gets it. So those 2 guys are at the forefront, and then just so many great teammates that come to mind. I can't even name them all. Obviously AJ, one of my best friends, AJ Ellis, catcher. But I've had guys like Michael Young. I've had Skip, Nick Punta, all these guys that just really played the game the right way that I'm just so thankful I got to play with.
Yeah, Clay, breaking news, Skip Schumacher is watching.
Good.
He says, he loves to rub that in, and he reports that he was 0 for 7 with 6 strikeouts and a double play ball against you. He wrote, "He killed me."
Good. Thanks, you. Appreciate that.
Here's another number for you. So 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts. 2018 World Series, you against Rafael Devers.
Yeah, how about that trade? That's wild. Buster's really doing it. Not only Buster Posey's really doing it over there. Good, good for Buster, man. He's going for it. I consider Rafi probably top 10 hitters in the game at worst. So he's definitely a game changer. It'd be interesting to see what position he plays over there. I know they have a big prospect at first base coming, so it'd be interesting to see if he plays first. Obviously, they have Matt Chapman, who's one of the best in the game at third. So even if he's just DH for however long that contract is, I don't even know what they gave up. I know Harrison was supposed to pitch today, so he's a good one. He is a good one, but I don't know, man. It makes him better right now for sure.
Yeah, Kyle Harrison was in the deal. Tibbs was in the deal.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Yeah, well, Eduardo does because he was a Florida State star.
Oh, okay. I don't care about college. everyone knows who did in the pros. I don't care about college.
Hicks was in the deal. He was the 13th pick in the draft. That's all you need to know.
Still don't care. But Jordan Hicks is a good pitcher. He's solid, so I get that.
I love it.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I started in high school too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Looks
Show
like
what you
Clayton
have to
Kershaw
make.
joined up my
When you do
commentary.
look, though, at the division there, Clayton, you know, obviously you're going to play a role in this thing. I mean, the Giants are real again, and Devers makes them more real. San Diego is real. Arizona's just struggling, but they could turn things around. This is going to be a very fun, competitive West, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been that way, man. The Padres seem to always be going for it. They always make the big pushes at the deadline, and we got them coming in after these guys. And the Giants have been impressive as far as their pitching. Their bullpen.
Wait, hold on, go back. Yes, he did struck him out.
Really throwing the ball well in the starting rotation too. We watched Logan Webb that first day. He was really impressive. So, and Robbie Ray, I know, is throwing the ball well too. So it's a tough division, man, top to bottom. The Diamondbacks, I mean, they swing the bat super well, so they can get hot at any time. So it always is, it's always a tough race. So whoever comes out of West, they'll be battle tested for sure.
No, and you look like you're about to get a nice new pitcher back shortly, and Shohei Ohtani. What have you seen? What's your expectations? You're in the clubhouse with him.
We're all excited. I think we're kind of like fans a little bit at this point, just ready for Show to get back on the mound. And it's only an additive bonus, right? Whether you can throw 1 inning, 7 innings, it's basically an extra pitcher. So whatever he can give us is just a huge added bonus. And it really is kind of amazing to see what he does day in, day out. Go up there, hit 300, hit homers, steal bases, and then go out there and pitch, and not just throw hard, but like actually pitch and be good. So it's a special thing. I'm thankful I got to be on his team, and it's not good.
It's a line shot that is cut off out there by a sliding Kike.
That's pretty close.
We got to play, and held at third base. You were all over that. You could see it developing.
Yeah, that was a bad hold. I think he probably was safe there, so we'll take that.
Certainly the way it came off the glove.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, and that's an interesting call because with 2 outs, Matty Williams tried to put himself in a position to be able to make the call. He sees the overthrow of Kike to the cutoff man, and it was going to be an in-betweener on the throw. So this was a tough call with Matt Williams. I thought he should have sent him right there, especially with 2 outs.
I was going to say, Yaz has gotten him twice already today, so maybe that was, okay, we're going to walk and load him for the backup pitcher. So it's a better matchup on paper, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, yeah. How about wearing the Dodger blue? Like when you, again, as we get older, we have a greater appreciation for things. One team, one uniform. How grateful are you for that opportunity?
Yeah, that's definitely a thing over time. I've learned to appreciate. Never something that was on my mind, never something that I really thought about. And then, now that I've been able to do it for this long and be in one uniform and it get to be this uniform is special, man. I don't take that for granted anymore. Sad to say that I probably did at one point, but now I definitely don't. And you think about some of the guys that I played against, Todd Helton comes to mind, Derek Jeter obviously comes to mind, Chipper Jones, some of these guys that did it for, one team their whole career, like, that's a kind of a special group to be a part of. So I'm definitely super thankful for that.
Clayton, what I want to know is you've seen, a lot of changes in the game, pitching-wise. How much do you rely on objective information? Some of the metrics that are out there, even when you're during a game and actually pitching? Or how much do you still rely on feel and what you came up learning, the way you learned how to pitch growing up?
Yeah, was that a strike right there? That looked like a strike to me.
Yeah, it was right there.
It was right there. It was not a strike.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
K-Zone said it was.
Well, yeah, so it's a strike. Okay, but
there you go.
Yeah, Tony, I think to answer your question, I haven't changed a whole lot with my scouting. I still go and watch the other team. I watch the left-handed starters that face them a couple days before me. And it's not really to see what they do, it's just to get a familiarity with the lineup and what they're going to do. Nice.
Logan Porter charged.
That one, Miggy.
Yes, Miggy.
Quiet.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed the time. Congratulations on number 5.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Wonderful to spend time with you.
All right, happy Father's Day, guys. Thanks.
Get 2. He hits first.
Yes.
The brakes on there as it's cut off out there and left by William Ramos. Shohei Ohtani has reached all 3 times tonight with a couple of singles and a walk. Lastly on that promo, visit MLBtogether.com/Father's Day to learn more. Father's Day.
How about Shohei Ohtani not wasting any time? Those two hits, both on the first pitch.
Go ahead. I think that was the curve.
That is the curve.
That was pitch he threw the curve.
It has action on it like a curveball, but it's kind of a hybrid changeup grip with it as well. You hear the term funky lefty. Well, that's Joey Lucchesi, right? I mean, herky-jerky motion.
I'll tell you this, just by visually seeing him from our vantage point right here, I would love to see him all the time from the stretch. He hides the ball so much better from the stretch than he does from the windup. This is a tough at-bat for guys. As soon as he starts that delivery, you do not see the ball until it's released from his hand.
Missed badly with that one, and Mookie Betts, who lined out hard to first. Remember, jumping on the mound, he gave up a rocket to Ohtani, and then a single, a walk, followed by a sac fly. They were in a 1-0 hole. It was 2-0 before they got 3 in the 4th inning. And it was the triple by Jung-Hoo Lee that got him the lead. Mookie's bat speed is starting to come back. Remember, he lost the weight. He was sick when the team went over to Japan. That bat speed is starting to come back, and there's going to be a hit from the track to middle. And the Dodgers have 2 on.
Yes.
Betts reaches with a hit for the first time tonight.
Right back up the box, 100 miles an hour off the bat.
Casey, as he pitches up in the zone because he comes over the top. Playing with fire, especially with this lineup. Top 3, put him up against anyone in Major League Baseball.
Ryan Walker is beginning to warm in that giant bullpen as they're trying to piece this thing together. Freddie's gone 30 consecutive without a homer.
This was the 5:23 minute.
Father's Day, he swings at one on the inside corner and misses. He's got a lifetime average when the night began of over 300, 301 of active players. 3rd on the list, a 1. Off speed, saw it well, and he fouled it straight back. Freddie Freeman, active leaders, batting average, but now on a 2-strike hole. Certain guys in major leagues that you want up with runners on or in scoring position, he's going to be in the top 5.
Absolutely, and maybe the top guy on the Dodgers, even with the great Shohei Ohtani, who's got tremendous power. I think if you ask Dave Roberts, who do you want out in a clutch spot? Freddie Freeman's the number 1 choice.
Yeah. Giants pitching coach going up for a long meeting on the mound. There are certain guys, Eduardo, whose eyes get bigger, whose heart rate slows down when there are runners in scoring position. Say Oscar is one of the Pajas, maybe becoming one. Freeman's been one.
He's been one, and the reason he has is because he uses the entire field so well. He can drive the ball to left center field, and he can also pull the ball when need be. So unpredictable because he sticks to his game. It helped also that he got a hit in his first at-bat because coming into this game, he was just hitting 208 in the month of June.
171 in his last 10 games before that hit. And a fly out to center field. So Freeman down 1-2, leading over. Ohtani and Betts on base. And a high chopper to second that's going to be fielded there. There's no play at second. And Freeman moves the runners up, but he is retired. Cheryl gave a look that said, on second thought, let me just get the out.
Mookie Betts running there, and we talked about the Dodgers doing a lot of little things well, including running the bases, secondary leads. Mookie Betts, good base running to stay out of that double play.
The righty Ryan Walker is going to be called in. Teoscar
Reminder, vent figure appointment.
I don't want to wait or have surgery for my Dupuytren's contraction. I want a non-surgical treatment.
And if non-surgical treatment isn't offered,
I'll get a second opinion.
Take charge of your treatment. If you can't we get started.
Pop buys on an incredible selection of pieces and packages for every.
Get started.
Not feeling the grays but don't want to color? Try Just for Men Control GX Gray Reducing Shampoo. Just shampoo like you do to gradually reduce grays. Now boosted with keratin. Hair looks 2 times thick.
Seeker slider guy is in. He was Giants closer prior to May 24th. He went 9 for 11 in save opportunities. He's trying to save this lead right now in the 5th with 2 on. And the first pitch nearly drills Teoscar Hernandez at 97 miles an hour. He's only given up 19 hits. That's a 168 batting average against in 32 1/3 innings. He's been really strong out of the pen. And this is a challenge against the guy that hits 360 with runners in scoring position. That's in there for a strike.
I love what Bob Melvin has done here. He's brought in the infield, even with the go-ahead run at second base. He's on the road. He's playing to win right now. A lot of people would rather just sometimes concede the run and not give up the lead, go for the tie. But where the Giants are with the bullpen, without the starter, good move.
5th best in baseball. And a swing and a miss. Wicked slider there underneath the bat. Yeah. And Bob Melvin's playing with house money. We've got Devers tonight. Let's move all the chips to the middle. Let's take this chance.
I see a lot of teams in Florida use this strategy in this situation. The equivalent in the NFL of going for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
The odds kind of say, old school is like, no way, play the infield back because if a ball gets through, you give up 2 runs instead of 1. A lot of the analytics say, you know what, bring him in, cut down that run, the run expectancies, the probabilities with you on that end.
Here's the payoff. Wicked slider, and Teoscar Hernandez is gone.
This is what he does. I mean, he steps in the other dugout and throws it in the other dugout. So looks like he's throwing it in the Dodgers dugout. It almost ends up in the Giants dugout. I mean, that is just wicked.
Chance for Andy Pages.
Oh.
And this one is
No.
30 feet. He's ready for the slider, and Pages yanked it. Max Muncy has moved into the on-deck circle. He's been a very different hitter since he put on the eyeglasses. The 0-1.
Oh, this could be it. It's a home run, yes.
Andy Pages, a 3-run shot.
out there, keeps the bat head through the zone long enough that releases the top hand. And as soon as he hit it, he knew it.
What? Hook that ball. Middle away. Went out. Cut him off. Got it up.
Has learned at the hand of Teoscar Hernandez, and he has taken it and run with it. Another one of those Dodgers whose batting average with runners in scoring position is around 380. Big 3 runs last for Pages. His 13th. He now has 45 runs batted in. Swings, and this one is shallow off the end of the bat. And Ramos is there to make the play. Ryan Walker puts it himself on the way out. And as in the sunshine, Dustin May back on the bump. Dodgers got a lead, and according to the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, Rides On Live odds have the total runs now live up there over 11.5 and under an 11.5. You can check out more live bets and props for tonight's game at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus. First $10 wager. Sign up with a promo code HOME1 to get started. That guy just hit a 3-run home run to get the run total to 8.
When you play on a team of superstars, international superstars, you're a 24-year-old playing center field for the Dodgers with double-digit home runs now.
Remember, they had James Outman out there. I mean, the center field had become somewhat of a revolving door for Los Angeles, and it seems like Pages has really grabbed it and run with it now.
He really has, and when he looks to his left and he sees Teoscar Hernandez there, I think he has been an essential part of his maturity at the major league level.
0-1 to Jung-Hoo Lee with that big triple, and this ball is lifted fairly deep to right field. Teoscar Hernandez is now on him, dismissed the home run. This was the triple. Best coverage in today's game comes from the T-Mobile Multiview. And that was a triple from the minute it got by Freak.
From the minute it got by him, he knew, especially with his speed, the slide was just to put the brakes on, but nothing close there.
Just up to Willie Adames.
3 of his last 5 games.
That was was the old Ralph Kiner line, right? You slide into third with a stand-up triple.
You can see the pieces beginning to come together, though, for Buster Posey, Bob Melvin, and the San Francisco Giant team. They're trying to get back to those glory days of the 2010, 2012, 2014 era.
Yeah, Carl, I don't know if you've said this yet, but it's officially been announced. And one thing that's been surprising about this deal is that Harrison, who was, of course, a key piece acquired by the Red Sox, he was optioned to the minor leagues.
Back up the middle for a hit. You go, Willie Adames, first in 4 plate appearances.
And all kinds of reaction around the sport to this deal. I had one person say, what the heck are the Giants doing? I had another official text me and say that he thought that the Giants made the right move because they have a tough time getting position players to go to San Francisco. Talked to one source in the Yankees organization who said, glad he's gone, Yankee killer.
Yeah, I asked Aaron Boone, the manager, for his reaction. You have to go to your emoji panel, but it's the one where the eyes are bulging and the mouth is wide open, like shocked.
And we're going to find out in a week if he's a Red Sox killer as well, because they will be playing the Red Sox, hosting them in San Francisco.
Almost hits it hard on the ground, and that will end the inning. Let's take a look at what Rafael Devers doubles at Fenway Park. Would have ended up at his new ballpark.
Wait, go back. I want to see it.
The Yankees organization who said, glad he's gone, Yankee killer.
Yeah,
I
asked Aaron Boone, the manager, for his reaction. You have to go to your emoji panel, but it's the one where the eyes are bulging and the mouth is wide open, like shocked.
And we're going to find out in a week if he's a Red Sox killer as well, because they will be playing the Red Sox, hosting them in San Francisco.
Almost hits it hard on the ground, and that will...
Yes!
Cordless pressure washer with advanced digital controls. A string trimmer so smart, it loads the line with the push of a button. And our most powerful blower that exceeds the power of gas. Ego takes innovation to the next level. One battery powers 90 plus tools. Ego, power beyond belief. Find an Ego retailer near you.
A little blue mischief is landing at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. We're blending up a new flavor, the Ohana Breeze Smoothie. Surf into Tropical Smoothie Cafe with your Ohana.
Celebrate MLB Mondays with a free handcrafted beverage at any Capital One cafe nationwide. Visit CapitalOne.com/local/events to learn more.
Capital One Bank Guy fans, scan the QR code, download your coupon. As we get back here to Dodger Stadium on a Sunday night with Eduardo Perez, David Cohn, Buster Olney, Carl Ravitch, Max Muncy gets a chance. And the first pitch he sees is 97 with some smoke on it. Behind 0-1, it's a different Max Muncy. He's really turned things around. And you can certainly correlate it with seeing the baseball better.
It showed with the team Max Muncy.
Right here would have been if it was Miguel Rojas at the plate, but the Dodgers feel like they need more runs against the Giants. They're making this move here.
Max Muncy overmatched there. A sinker at 97. It didn't matter with the glasses or not. He's gone.
Miguel Rojas is pretty much your best defensive infielder for the LA Dodgers, and you have him at third base with a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. You got 9 more outs to get for the Dodgers, and You're thinking defense over offense, yet Dave Roberts went with offense over defense.
Sure did. Alex Vesia's warming in the Dodger bullpen.
Well, he'll get back.
Talking about a guy that A is a crossover and hides the baseball really well.
Gets
You
him
can
with
see why
68
Ryan Walker's
Dalton
had
rushing.
really good success this season prior to giving up that 3-run shot to Pages.
Oh, that's all.
This one's going to get out of play.
Boris Becker.
Nope. Walker had been the closer. They moved it back to Camilo Doval, who certainly has looked very comfortable in that role here recently. Bullpen, which has been a weapon for them. Their pan ERA at 2.54. Passed in baseball. Check swing, foul tip, into the glove. Rushing is gone. Back-to-back punch-outs. All right, so take a look at this, Coney, Eddie, StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. These are Devers' hits with the Red Sox, 18 doubles. So 11 of those doubles would have resulted in home runs at his new Oracle Park. 11 of the 18 doubles. So he would have 26 receivable homers. Maybe not, because I'm not sure that all 15 of those would have been homers at Oracle. But you get 11 more on the doubles he hit off that wall you mentioned at Fenway.
I was looking to see it on splashes, too. I was right in McCovey Cove.
Well, his power has always been the other way.
Yes, it has.
Tremendous pop.
Well, David Ortiz made a living as one of the great designated hitters. But yeah, there's a few, Eddie, hitting McCovey Cove. At least 3 of them. So maybe Devers sort of takes on that role of Ortiz for the Giants. Being shoes to fill, by the way.
There's some doubles there that were singles at Fenway. I mean, the green monster giveth and it taketh away.
Said with it, let's play fight.
Also depended on how hard you're busting it out of the box.
That too, which was an issue.
Yes.
Recently too.
On the ground is the swing on a shot. No, it's cut off. Great play at second base. Tyler Fitzgerald. He takes a hit away from Edman, who's denied in a 1-2-3 inning. some of the stars tonight. Tommy Tanks exit stage right. Big home run for him. And this one didn't get out, but it was good enough for a triple for Jung-Hoo Lee. Andy Paez got into one. Exit stage left for Paez. Quickly becoming a fan favorite in Los Angeles as he blasted another home run and now has 45 runs batted in and 13 homers. Play ball. Baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Alex Vesia, the lefty, now in for Los Angeles. His first pitch misses to Dom Smith. Happy 30th birthday to Dom Smith today. On Father's Day, celebrating the big 3-0. The ball will find you as Max Muncy, once he enters the game.
On it, yes.
Anyone else's birthday is today? Dusty Baker.
Dusty.
Anyone else's birthday is today?
Doesn't know if we was Wilbur was.
Let's get the big time Timmy Jim promo queued up. Wanda Wilbur on the corner. So again, the ripple effects of acquiring a designated hitter. When you are the designated hitter on the team that just acquired him, Wilmer Flores has hit up 3 times and he has struck out 3 times.
But it's not like he has not produced all season.
He's been
His
great.
at-bats will still be valued. He's got an opportunity that he can play at first base against left-handed pitching and matchups that will work for him.
Eduardo Coney, see me play Bob Melvin's job or Buster Posey's job. Rafael Devers comes through the door. What's the first thing you're saying to him about where he's going to play?
Grab a bat, son. You're here to hit. Position is secondary at this point. And he seems to have really thrived as the designated hitter. And Alex Cora told us that he's a lot fresher now because he doesn't have to play the field. He's had some injury issues in the past, possibly moving forward into the future. So he'll be much fresher just batting.
I think they have to get together before they even talk to Devers and just be honest with him. This is what we're going to need from you. If you can get yourself, take ground balls at third, take ground balls at first, but do not forget that you are here because of your bat.
He's not ready to play in the field. He hasn't been really even practicing at all in the field. That we know of.
A little video of him kind of out there shagging ground balls at different positions. Flores hits one to Mookie at short. The last image we had of
Yes.
was him pulling up short of first base on a ball. And one of the things Alex Cora had said was, remember, we would rather have Rafael Devers as a hitter for 162 games than risk the chance of injury and losing for a period of time.
I just think if you communicate really well with Rafi, he will be open to anything. He was adamant. When I signed you as a third baseman. Now he got traded to the Giants. How do you need me? And I think Rafi's going to be open to that as well. It's a new beginning, a new start, a new relationship. And I imagine that the respect that he's going to have for Buster Posey is also going to be part of the equation.
Yeah, I mean, it's a turn the page moment. You're going from one coach to the other, from obviously one league to another.
And guys, he had reached an impasse with the Red Sox and getting text messages from executives of other teams, been talking with the Red Sox. They basically are saying that after Devers did not respond following John Henry getting on a plane and going out to Kansas City, and he didn't take ground balls after that, the perception of other teams was, yeah, he was gone. Red Sox were going to move him when he didn't respond to the owner who was paying him that contract.
Right off the mask of Russia. Helped by C.B. Buckmore. We'll get a little breather here. He's just going to walk out. Jose Bello also on the list. So the Red Sox received 4 players, and as Buster told us, they then immediately optioned Kyle Harrison to the minor leagues. So it's not as if he's going to go to Boston and pitch right away for the Major League club. And of course, big Rafael Devers heads to San Francisco. Where, given some of the issues and injuries they have, you assume he's in the lineup as soon as he gets there. A couple years ago, you don't trade for Rafael Devers when you don't have a position for him to play. There is no DH in the National League. Now the universal DH makes Rafi Devers appealing to 30 different teams as a bat.
Also gives the Red Sox a chance to get a look at Kyle Harrison in the minor leagues and do some tweaking.
Yep.
In terms of pitch design and identifying what his strengths and weaknesses are. Got to be a tough day for him. You know, local boy, grew up in San Jose. That's a tough one. You know, you're a West Coast kid and local, probably a Giant fan growing up.
Okay, this is the story he tells for years to come. I was warming up. I was minutes away.
Yeah.
The baseball recently. Ball's pitch misses hard. It was close. Ball 1. Last 5 outings, he's allowed 7 of the 17 batters he's faced to reach base. He didn't give up a hit. It's in there for a strike. Over 30% strikeout rate as a rookie last year. Next one is showing it. And a slow roller. This is going to be a hit.
Just safe.
I'll tell you what, Shohei Ohtani showing another part of his game, the speed. Getting down the line, beating Miller to first. Guys did everything right.
Heck of a play by Eric Miller to hold on to it. And not hurt himself.
Yeah, as those two guys converged, I got to tell you, I was wincing. I was just like, oh!
A lot riding on that near collision. So Shohei 3 for 3 with a walk. Here's Betts, who singled his last time up. Swing and miss.
Oh, wait, congratulations to Shohei also. This is his first Father's Day. Getting that line. Father's Day also celebrated in Japan today.
Shortstop with a deep bookie, but
Public holiday.
Should be.
You know, it's a common gift. A common gift to a father in Japan. It's sake.
Mm-hmm. 1-2, Mookie hard on the ground to third. Toss to second, double play. As Mookie hit it so hard, it resulted in a even with the bobble double play.
Did not panic at all either. Hits it hard and just make sure he gets a good feed to Fitzgerald in second. Right there, bare hands it after he drops it. And then nice turn to get Mookie.
Around the horn.
Remember, Koss moved from second base to third base after the Schmidt injury. Empty for Freddie. 99 miles an hour. Freddie has been struggling a little bit, and you talk to some of the Dodger personnel. Sometimes they say he extends, he expands the zone. Might be chasing hits a little bit. Pulling the right hitters all the time. It happens to everybody, huh?
It does. Well, he's leading the National League in batting.
was this a 5 Freddie Freeman?
Can easily be reversed as we are in the first 10 days, not even 2 weeks into June.
There's a line shot. It's going to be caught easily. He did not hit that one hard. And a good inning from Eric Miller, aided by the double play. Of Father's Day from Dodger Stadium here. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? There you go. Get that little toy truck rolling on this beautiful grass. Benny Kershaw, that's where we want it. Low and in. Strike one. Congratulations to the Kershaw family. About to have baby number 5 with a big baby reveal today. Blake Snell. Looking good, son. Looking good. Dodgers reliever is Kirby Yates. He's trying to protect a 5-3 lead. We go to the 8th. They began the day separated by just a game in the National League West. LA 42 and 29. The 23 come from behind wins this season. This would be 24 if they can hang on. The Giants, by the same token, a whole bunch, 17 come from behind wins. This is a 130-year-old rivalry. The last time the Dodgers lost the series was the only time they lost the division. That was back in 2021. Filthy change-up splitter from Yates, and Yaz was way ahead of that.
Before Mike
reliever. Actually, 20 years ago in June, he was drafted by the Red Sox. The 26th round, the 2005 draft. So here he is, all those years later. Still got good stuff.
See the bottom third of the order has had success tonight for San Francisco. That's a little bit high. Well, the deal, if nothing else, kind of gets you to buy into the idea the Giants are going to be there this entire season, and that Posey's not afraid to make, forget blockbuster moves, just the small moves. But there's an article recently written about the great Brian Sabian and how he was willing to, when he saw an opportunity, to go for it. You know, we'll deal with the ramifications and the repercussions later, but I got an opportunity to make my team better. There's a lot of that that's rubbed off on Buster Posey.
Seems to be a very decisive guy, right? He targeted Willy Adames early and went after him and got him. And obviously a decision on Devers right now. You got until the end of July, until the trade deadline. Kind of refreshing, right? To see an ex-ball player running a team, knows what he likes, targets it, and gets it done.
Got him, yeah.
Just ask Siri. What pitcher has recorded the most strikeouts in MLB history?
The hitter number 56, Daniel Johnson.
San Francisco sends up pinch hitter. And it is Daniel Johnson. That's from the left side.
Guys, I remember talking to Buster Posey right after he took that job, and he said to me, I want to get baseball players. And it was interesting to hear Bob Melvin's perspective on Posey's impact in the clubhouse. You know, he has an office right across from Bob Melvin's. Bob Melvin will show him the lineup. He said Buster's not dictating lineups to him. He'll just show it to him in case he has some thought on it, and then he gives a thumbs up, and he goes ahead. And he said that he's such a calming presence around the players, a lot like he did when he was a catcher, when he was generally considered to be really understated but very forceful in his presence.
You know, Buster used two words. One was respect, and one was empowerment. Buster Posey empowers his staff to do their jobs, allows them a little slack on the leash, and then there's sort of a universal respect for everybody's skill set now.
Well, I think it's important to note that the trade wasn't for a 3-month rental.
It's the Giants in the 56th, Daniel Johnson.
This is a deal for the San Francisco fan base as well. They wanted a slugger. They needed a slugger. How much would it have cost them to acquire one in the free agent market?
Well, they tried to get Aaron Judge for a lot more money than what Rafael Devers is owed. Yeah, the price tag is a big one on a guy like that. Johnson 3 for 16 with a double stolen base in 6 games, and Yates 2 when he went right after that same pitch and fouled it off. A couple more notes on Rafael Devers. They'll have much more on this on SportsCenter. 3-time All-Star, Silver Slugger twice, won a World Series with Boston in 18 here against the Dodgers. 215 career homers and 3 seasons. There was this notion that San Francisco is not necessarily going to dispel it, but like, you can't win a World Series with Devers at third base. They did do that. You can do that with him at third base. Too far inside. K-Zone liked it. So did Kirby Yates, but not C.B. Bucknor. That was strike 3.
Should have been. Opinion counts.
That's right. And a chance for Johnson. And he Turns this one around, and instead of strike three, Daniel Johnson strikes back. And Kirby Yates is skipping it to Butler. He thought he had it out, and instead it's out for the first time for Daniel Johnson, and it's a one-run game.
Been there, I know the feeling. You think you had him struck out, and then you throw a fastball and it gets taken deep. And your initial
Oh, he's
reaction
mad
is
right
angry
now.
at the call. Should have been out of it. But should have made a better pitch too after that phone call.
For sure, and a ground ball to
Yes.
across the diamond for the Christian Cubs. Wow, that was, you go back and look at that previous pitch.
Oh, man. He's got a lot of play.
Kind of same pitch, back to back almost.
And a little more
Similar.
as if he said, I gotta come a little more inside if I'm
Yes.
gonna get that call. And then ended up in the seats, and a Daniel Johnson pinch hit homer. Pulls the Giants within one.
Kind of felt like Rushing was setting up outside and had to reach over to the inside corner, and that's
you're right.
a lot of those times when the catcher moves his glove from one side to the other, you don't get the call.
I'm curious to see what happens if this is the last out. What does Yates do? Trying to hold it together and make sure he keeps his team still with a one-run lead.
Yes. Stop, it's annoying.
Of a relief pitcher, you're in this game, and you think you get strike three and you don't get the call. But you got to regroup right away. Okay, how do I make the adjustment? I bring it in just a little bit more and it's gone. And your immediate reaction is snappage and anger. The minute you see the ball hit the stands, you can't help but to think about that previous pitch.
And yell strike. One-run game. The submariner to Teoscar Hernandez is in there for a called strike. Andrew Kinsler's now catching, and Tyler Rogers is on the mound. colors. You got a little extra special on them tonight. 1-2.
The question now becomes, what we're seeing in the minor leagues and what we saw in spring training was a challenge system on the strike zone.
Yes.
So Kirby Yates could have touched the top of his head, challenged that pitch.
Look at the artwork by his children. Look at the artwork. Oof. There's artwork right there from Rogers with a slider from down under.
That's a one-of-a-kind right there.
Center fielder, number 44.
I thought what he said in the pregame was pretty interesting. The whole sunflower seats changed with the culture at Edward when they started to allow things like that. Seeds
So
drawn
cool.
into shoes.
Eres el mejor papá. You're the best dad.
Hopper and Diaz is retired.
It's a great point, Carl. That struck me too. Teoscar, really thoughtful guy, smart guy, talking about how we used to be, have to take it too seriously. We're now in the fun era here. He's leading the charge, an old school guy that's buying into the new school.
And you learned a lot of how to be that way around Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He was the one that always was the calming influence. Lourdes Gurriel as well.
Last chance to not let the Giants score.
For Rogers. For an encore Sunday night, it's been phenomenal Sunday with the sports and the stories. Game 5 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night in OKC at 8:30 Eastern Time on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. That series has probably been a lot more competitive than a lot of folks thought. Pacers have been outstanding with Halliburton and company tied at 2 games apiece. 2 games apiece. Coverage starts NBA Countdown at 8 Monday night. Tanner Scott. Saves on the mound, 1-2 record, 3.98 ERA. He's appeared in 33 games. And he gets the heart of the Giant batting order with Willy Adames. Oh, that's it. Missed in at 98. Adames, Elliot Ramos, who twice...
So that was Willy Adames.
Followed by Dom Smith. Saves 7th in the National League since the beginning of 23, 9th in the NL in saves. 46. Evan Phillips with round 10.
Got him, yes.
Can I get that burger though? It's not time yet. I'm just gonna grab that one. Almost. Okay, we're good.
Here is Ramos. Way inside. I saw Evan Phillips chat with him for a few minutes. He had a surgery. And his elbow is, of course, all bandaged up, but that comes off tomorrow.
Heliot Ramos.
Flexible moving casts. He says he's been able to sleep. He's very encouraged by the surgery. They found no surprises in there. So his right elbow and Evan Phillips now on the recovery road. Good to see him before the game. Both he and Tanner Scott each have 2-year-old kids, so they're celebrating a Father's Day. The 1-1. Here we go.
Tanner Scott better be careful here with Evan Ramos, who has been a very consistent hitter for the San Francisco Giants since May 1st of this season. Last year, All-Star for the Giants. Made really good adjustments.
2-1. Big swing. That's a challenge at 97 by Elliott.
Tough to catch up to 97 up there.
Power versus power. Ramos got excellent bat speed.
11 home runs on the season.
Yes. One more out to go.
Tell by his facial expression, a pitch he shouldn't have chased, but it looks so enticing as a hitter. Looks so big, and you see it right there. It appears funny as that ball is rising.
Yes, what a great shot there. Four-seam spin. Coming in hot, about 98 miles an hour.
Pitch hitter is number 59, Gerard Encarnacion.
Well, the pinch hitter, Gerard Encarnacion, has been announced. Quickly, Mark Fire goes out there, Rushing goes out there to talk about that strategy against somebody who's coming off the bench. He played yesterday, went 2 for 4, had a run and a double. Came off the IL June 2nd. He's 3 for 21 in those 7 games, but you can just tell that Gerard with one swing can easily...
With 59 Gerard Incarnation.
5 games last year, had 5 home runs. Power on power.
That's where he has to stay up there.
When Tanner Scott is throwing strikes like this, he's one of the best out there.
Depending how the game turns out, it may be one of these nights the Giants look at and say, we may have lost the battle, but there's a chance that we took a big step in the rear tonight in this NL West. Still a pitch to go, 0-2 from Scott to Encarnacion.
Yes, we won.